Well, well, well. What do we have here? I see you're finally awake. Took long enough. Well, are you going to say something? Uh, it's alive. Well, alive as a dead person can be, I suppose. Yeah. Sorry to break the news so suddenly, but it's true. Congratulations. You kicked the bucket, you tossed in the dirt, and now your soul ended up here with me. Well, got any questions? I can see in your eyes that you do. Such a typical question. Fine, I'm bored enough to tell you, I suppose. You got the death penalty. They knocked you off this morning. I'll admit, it's a more boring way to go than I would have liked from you, but all things considered, I'm not shocked. You were a real piece of shit. It was a tidy ending. Just too bad that I don't like tidy endings. Are you wondering if you got to heaven or to hell? After all that you did, this place here, where do you think you ended up? Hell? At least you're realistic, I'll give you that. You know your worth, or lack thereof, at least. But do you really think there's any damnation in hell that's enough to punish you for what you've done? This is the abyss, the hell of hell. It's where the worst of the worst go, the true rot of this world. It's where people like you go to suffer. This again? Who am I is unimportant. I am whoever you want me to be. If you see me as the devil, I'll be the devil. If you see me as your friend, I'll be your friend. If you see me as your victim, well, you can see me whoever you want to see. I am everything and I am nothing you want me to be, even if it's non-existent. No, there is no God. And if there was, you really think he'd care about you? That's pretty arrogant of you, don't you think? But no, I'm not God. I'm nothing, so self-aggrand, self-aggranded, egotistical, or anything like that. Why? Didn't I just tell you why? You're here because you're dead. Or perhaps you're wondering what you did to end up here with me. You know, curiosity killed the cat. Or human in this case. Oh, to the abyss with it. You're already dead, so fine, I'll tell you. Not like it's gonna make much of a difference. You were a serial killer. They called you the doll maker. Not the most creative name, but it got the point across. You killed 38 people, carefully removed their organs, took them apart, and sold their bodies on the black market. Except you kept bits. Pair of eyes from one, hair from another, clothes from one more. And with those parts, you made the dolls of all shapes and sizes. You made a family you had always wanted, but never had. They caught you at the 38th victim because you forgot they had a girlfriend. A girlfriend who cared more than anyone ever cared about you, and who noticed when her sweetheart didn't come home after going out that afternoon, who noticed how the pretty hazel eyes of your newest toy perfectly matched her lover's. What do you want from me? Now we're getting somewhere. You see, now that you're dead, I meant to put your soul to judgment. That's when I clawed out your heart, put it on a scale, and see how pure your soul was. If it's light, then you did more help than harm, and you'd get to move on with the afterlife. But if it's heavy enough to tip the scale, well, then you're going into the real abyss. And trust me, you don't want to get stuck down there. Trapped with manifestations of your darkest thoughts, entities of guilt and intrusive glee, tearing you apart from all eternity, killing you over and over for the rest of time. You'll be able to fight back, trapped as outside observer to your own painful death, forced to see through each other's eyes and your own, feeling your flesh ripped under the weight of your own fingernails, embedded in someone else's hand, watching your face contort in agony as you scream, but no sound escapes your lips. Doesn't that sound like fun? I thought as much. That, my dear, is where I stepped in. You see, we both know that if I weigh your soul, the weight of your monstrous sins would crush my scales. So, where's the fun in sending you to eternal damnation when we can spice things up a little? Interested? Now we're talking. Here's the deal. I'm bored. Entertainment's hard to come by these days, ever since those silly things called morals and ethics came in. People like you are really the only thing keeping my mortal plane from becoming a dead zone. So, I want you to entertain me. Easy peasy. All you gotta do is play the little game with me. If you win, I'll release your soul, and you'll become one of us. And if you lose, you'll be condemned to hell beyond your worst imagination. And trust me, you don't want to peer into the abyss. So, are you in? A good question indeed. The rules are easy. All you have to do is kill. I'll release your soul back into the mortal plane in the vessel of a random mortal. Once you're up there, you'll have to kill a target I give you in the most creative, gruesome way that you can think of. You can turn a chef into a stew, find a book into an author's skin, played from their still breathing body, pull a billionaire through their own factory machines as the laborers they exploited watched. Once you kill the target, I'll give you a score. That score will determine how valuable your next target will be. So, If you score low on a kill, your next kill won't be able to get you as many points. In order to win, all you have to do is get 1,000 points. So how does that sound? Do we have a deal? I knew I can count on you. Finally, an interesting human. We're gonna have a lot of fun together, my darling. Just you wait and see. You really are sick and twisted. Fuck. Aren't you getting off on what's meant to be your punishment? You really are sick. Twisted fuck, aren't you? Getting off on what's meant to be your punishment. Suit yourself. It's your loss. I see how it is. So you like to play with fire, do you? Then I'm sure you're well aware, darling, that fire burns. So I'll repeat myself. Aren't you going to say something? You really are something, aren't you? You act as dead as your corpse, you know? Well, I suppose it can't be helped. Your brainless duds crop up all of the time. I guess you'll just have to go with the rest of them. Is that what you want? It's your loss. No deal. And after all that, you're still not convinced? I mean, seriously, what more do you want from me? This is the deal of a lifetime. Literally, I'm offering you a lifetime. Fine. So you want to play hard to get? I think you forgot just who you're messing with, sweetheart. I'm the one in control here. I may not be someone so self-organized as a god, but don't forget, I'm your creator, your narrator. What I say goes, and you will do as I say. I knew I could count on you. Finally, an interesting human. We're gonna have a lot of fun together, my darling. Just you wait and see.